How to make the difference. How to be able to say this is true or this is false. How to be able to say what's right and what's wrong. That's the topic of today's conversation. And I'm glad that I'm able to speak about this topic because I think this is the main topic for 21st century. I think that wise people should know this, how to make the difference, how to judge. I don't like this word, but how to make the right conclusion in themselves. What's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad. You'll say this is something that is not for everybody. You'll say that everyone has their own truth. And I'll say, no, that's not true. And I'll say that this is the first lie, that's one of the biggest lie, that the truth doesn't exist. No, the truth exists. And that's why I'm making these videos, to show you that, to prove you that. I have a small list of plan what to talk, so I'll start with my first point, which is don't try to prove your ideas. If you want to search something, if you want to know the truth about something and you already have opinion on that, don't try to prove your opinion. If you want something from God, let's say, and you say, God, I want that, but at the end, the wise people say, let it be your will. And this means that sometimes we think that we know the truth, but we don't know it. And if we really want to know the truth, we have to be able to see beyond our views, to see beyond our point of view. The second point is to trust people who feel that are right for you. Some people will look not very good, but they will speak incredibly well. Some people will speak not incredibly well, and probably they will not look great, but at the same time you can feel their heart and that they speak the truth. We have our people in our life, we have our teachers, people who help us in tough situations, and people who we trust. I'd say find that kind of people that you can trust and that can help you. I have few here that I'm watching their videos and their inspiration for me. Sadhguru is one of them, Mooji, George Peterson, Orthodox Church, Buddhist philosophy, and Paramahansa Yogananda. As you heard, I said Orthodox Church and Buddhist philosophy. Yeah, I think it's really important to look in these ancient knowledges that we have around us. We have a lot of sacred books like the Bible and Quran and etc. There are a lot that we can drink knowledge from them. I'm not saying that you have to be religious. I'm saying that we can find the truth in those scriptures. Of course, there is a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of information that is added from the people, not from higher power. But still, I think it's very important for us to look at these traditional scriptures because they have truth and they are very safe ground, especially for spiritual seekers who are at the beginning of their journey. This is very safe ground. Of course, after that, they have to go through that. They have to go into the deep sea alone in one boat and to find their own connection with the higher power. But at the end, at the beginning, that's really helpful to lean on that kind of treasures like ancient scriptures. The next thing is to have a good contact with your intuition. It's easy to say it, but it's hard to practically do that. I have a lot of notebooks, and I write to my intuition. And in that conversation, I have very often I receive the answers of my questions. But here is very important to be connected with the higher power, not some of the vibrations in the world that are not very high. Because most of you know that in the invisible world, there is a lot of spirits, and not all of them are good for you. It's very important to connect with those one who will actually support you and help you. I used to play one game with the children when I was theater teacher, and the game is called Son, Oh Son, My Son. Let's say that we have a sun here inside us, and we are asking the sun, where is the subject which the teacher was hidden somewhere? For example, I'm hiding a pen or a rubber, and the child should find the subject without their five senses, but laying on intuition, laying on this inner sun. And it's incredibly interesting to watch this exercise, how children are led by their intuition and how they close their eyes, they ask themselves, oh son, my son, where is the pen? And they just start walking exactly the way where the pen is hidden. Of course, not all of them, but I'd say 50% of them. Yeah. In this point, I will mention the book Conversation with God from Neale Donald Walsch. This guy had a very bad situation in their life. They had a car crash. They had divorce with their partner. They were sick, homeless, very bad situation. And in that situation, when they were in that situation, at the peak of it, the culmination of it, they started to speak with God, like, God, why? Why me? What happened? And incredibly, God answered. And Neale Donald Walsch created a book, which is a very thick book. And it's very interesting because he thinks that he's speaking with God and God answers his questions. Most of the answers are really interesting and really not convenient one. I don't believe that he was speaking with the absolute God, but he was speaking with higher realm for sure. And this book helped me to start that kind of conversation with my inner God as well. The next point is, if you want to find the truth, you can use the nature for your answers. You can go outside, you can see the birds, how they fly, how they sing. You can see the river, how it goes non-stop, and the river is not the same. Every moment is different. You can see the sea. You can see how the water goes up and down depending on the moon. And you can see the stars, how beautiful everything in the nature is. You can see the tree, how long one tree become big with fruits, and etc. The nature and the universe has great wisdom that we can take. So that's why we're here. We're one with the universe to be able to learn from the universe. So if you have any questions, any doubts, you can question them through nature point of view. What one tree will do in that situation? Yeah, I know it sounds absurd, but if you have very good imagination, you'll be able to see that. You'll be able to look from that perspective, from that point of view. My next point is, don't believe the form of the thing. Try to go deep into the core of the things. As I said, someone can look awesome, but when you hear this person, you can be like, oh, look, this is not quite truth. And this one is speaking from their mind, not from their heart. When I saw my spiritual master, I was like, oh, this man is so rude. He looks so scary. He's not smiling. He's standing like that, speaking with a low voice. And I was like, oh, I don't want to speak with that man. But when he started speaking, and when I was able to free myself from my thoughts, I started to think and to see the truth in his words, which was really helpful for me. And without him, I won't be the same person. So don't fool with the form. Try to look with your heart, not only with your eyes. Next point is, the devil is hidden into the details. That's why I'm making this channel. That's why I'm making these videos, because it's really important to see the details. When we are talking about specific topic, it's very important to see what's beyond that. What's the small chapters there? Because if we know the whole picture, but we don't know the small details, we don't know the whole picture. And we can't have 98% truth. The truth can be 100%. That's the truth. If it's 98, there is still some misunderstanding. That's why it's really important to see the details. Next one, I think this is the sixth. If we have a stable ground in ourselves, if we practiced the virtues, the kindness, the patience, and all of the good stuff that we have as a human being, we will be able to see beyond the form. We will be able to see the truth without thinking about the truth. Right now, when I meet a new person, I need not more than 2 minutes to say this person is honest or not. This person is speaking about from the truth perspective, or this person is speaking about from a lie perspective. Sometimes I don't need minutes. Sometimes I only can see the person and say, no, this man is speaking not truth. If we have this ground in ourselves, there is one quite, which is, if you have God in you, if the devil comes, he will find nothing and he'll go away. Of course, this is metaphor, God and devil. But if we're good in our hearts, if we have clear mind, and what's clear mind? Clear mind means that if someone can read your thoughts, you're okay with that. Are you okay for people to be able to read your thoughts? Oh no. We judge so much. In our thoughts, we're like, oh, look at this guy. Oh, look at that girl. Like, our thoughts are non-stop judging. If we are free from this judgment, and if we have good hearts and good minds, and we are not afraid from people to find out what we are thinking now. No, I'm not afraid. And in that situation, we have this stable ground in ourselves, and we are able to see the truth straight through it. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to write it somewhere. We just see the truth. And I think this is a really important point. Yeah, the second last now. Don't be afraid to join in specific experiences, and don't be afraid to practice your knowledge. Now I told you a lot of stuff, and if you agree with me, this is theory for you, so you already know that. But the practical part is the most important one, because in the practical part, you're able to keep this knowledge inside you, not only inside your mind, but to be part of you. When you pass the test, when you pass the lesson, then you have it inside you. And as long as we go through different stages, and as long as we continue with passing tests, in some point we have very stable ground inside us, and we feel free, let's say. The final topic is, the final point is the word dichotomy. I'm actually not quite sure that this is the word in English, but it means that two truths which are different can live in the same time together. This is possible because we live in a dualistic world, and the Creator created our planet with so much care and so much preciseness that this architect, this big great architect, big great manager, make possible the karma, the connection between people to happen in a very natural way. And sometimes for that, some things will happen that will say, what? How this can happen at the same thing, at the same point, this happening? Yeah, that's possible because this is the word dichotomy. Two truths which are in conflict between each other are happening at the same time. Yes, that can happen. But I'd say this is another level, another talk that we can have. It was a pleasure for me to make this video, and now I will read you the next topics that I have in my mind. Few of them I will focus on the what's the difference between two things. For example, love and attraction, pleasure and happiness. What's the difference between pleasure and happiness? Are they the same? No, they're not. What's the difference between good and bad person? What's that, good or bad? What's the difference between knowledge and wisdom and the really self-knowledge? Because we can have brain knowledge, we can have heart knowledge. That's different. What's the difference between work and serve? What's the difference between interest and pure serving? A lot of the topics are not translated now, and it's hard for me to translate it because it's more about language game here. So trust me, it will be interesting, and trust me, the topics are really, really, really important, and I will speak about how to communicate with people, how not be afraid from authorities, What's the difference between giving and receiving? There is no difference, you'll see that. How to find my soulmate if the soulmate exists. How to stop to be in a situation that I don't feel well, but I have to stay there, you know. How to find my vocation. A lot of stuff, and I'll be very glad if you offer me some topics that you want me to talk about. I'll be very interesting to see and to hear what's your thoughts. I have personal consultation. I have group games for self-knowledge. If you're interested in that, you can text me in my email, which is down there in the description. Thank you very much for watching me today, and enjoy your life.